got too much estrogen, which evidently makes you hateful and bitter and angry. And so I sweat all night, just like I've done jazzercise in the bed all night. And I wake up, I've got sweat right here in the back of my head. My head just looks like fuzz in the back. And my husband, okay, so I put it on 67, and he says, I can see my breath, and that's a lie. But he's having to wear pajamas for the first time in our marriage, and we've got 2 beagle hounds that we're in love with because his children are gone. And so we've got a big one, and he takes the big beagle and spoons the big beagle at night. And I've got the little beagle, the little pocket beagle that we rescued, and she's got a nervous tick and eats our furniture and our fabric like a goat. But anyway, they sleep in the bed with us, and the bed is so nasty. Okay, so the little beagle, so he's spooning the big one. The little beagle backs her little butthole up to my head and sleeps up against me all night. I love her. And in the morning, I can hear my husband when he gets up, he's kissing that big beagle, and he's going, and I'm so thankful. The only thing about having them in the bed really is I tried those eyelash extensions. I paid a lot of money for those, but beagle hair would end up in them, and it itched real bad, so I had to let them fall out. But anyway, my oldest daughter is my middle child, who is 25. Now, some of y'all may have seen me talk about her in a video about how hateful she was when she was in high school. Well, I'm not taking that back. So hateful. We were scared to death of her. But if you're going through that now, let me give you this hope. They come out of that. It takes a while, but they come out of that, and they end up your very best friend. They do. And daughters, how wonderful they are. Okay, so she takes care of me just like I'm her baby. She's the middle one. Here's another thing. Middle children, good night. They could run the United States of America. Because I just have one sister, I just never knew how she's so confident and takes care of everybody. She takes care of me and has called me since I've been in Atlanta every day, 4 times a day. Are you all right? How's everything going, Mom? Did you get to Atlanta? All right. And I go, baby, yes, thank you. Tell your daddy. He has no idea where I am. I've not heard from him. She went to the University of Tennessee and was in a sorority and had a wonderful time and was very successful. And I've got to tell you, I've got to brag on her a little bit. She was on the homecoming court of that big SEC school. Thank you, and she looked like a movie star. And I'm telling y'all that because I lived through her. Nobody ever asked me to be on the homecoming court because I was smoking cigarettes behind a dumpster. She has a heart for children going through illness, and so she went to work for Make-A-Wish right out of college, and then came back home and now works for Children's Hospital, East Tennessee Children's, and raises money for them. So her being in nonprofit, she doesn't care a thing in the world about money. Doesn't care a thing in the world about material things. She had her 25th birthday, and I said, that's a big one. Let's get something really good. What do you want? And she said, well, I could use some new prescription glasses. I said, oh, fun. Okay, well, we'll get you those, and how about we get you a flu shot to go with it? She volunteered for Children's Hospital when she was in high school, so our family's been involved with them for a long time. And through that, my husband found out about the cuddling program, and he cuddles drug-dependent babies every week at Children's Hospital. Thank you. Thank y'all. I know it's sweet. He didn't help me with mine. Sweet. In all over the United States, they've got this thing called competition cheer. And it's kind of like, if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like Honey Boo Boo meets the Olympics, really. It's gymnast. They're gymnasts. And there's one in Knoxville called the Sharks. Yeah. And they said, drop your baby off, and she can try out to audition, whatever you want to call it. So I dropped her off, and they ended up putting her on a bad Mamma Jamma team because all the little children her age came up to hear on her. And somebody's got to throw them up in the air. So, they were thrilled with her, and they treated us like royalty. But anyway, they said, you're going to come in here twice a week, learn a 2-minute routine. It's going to cost you $150 a month. It's like, okay. They said, there's a uniform that you're going to order, and it comes to here. It's going to expose her stomach. She's going to have a tiny skirt on with a slit in it with a glitter panty underneath it. It's $300. I said, that's a whore outfit. And it came with its own bag of whore makeup. So that all the little children could look alike. And they said, y'all are going to travel to faraway lands and compete against other little whore children. So we went to like Cincinnati or Atlanta, and we had to get hotel rooms and the gas and all of that, and then you drive up to a big coliseum, a huge coliseum, and there's tens of thousands of little whore children walking around. And my husband said, there could be pedophiles here. This is the ugliest thing I've ever, something's not right. Okay, so then they said, you're going to pay $150 for your baby to be in this competition. You're going to have to pay $30 to put a band on to get in and watch your baby in this competition. Somebody was selling corn dogs for $15. Okay. They start out with the babies, so it goes from 5 to 18 ages. So the babies come out in a tiny little skirt about the size of a napkin. And they come out to Beyonce's All the Single Ladies. And their little mamas are in their 20s. And they're not bitter yet. And they're in the front doing every move to keep their baby on track because they're babies and they need to be at home breastfeeding. So they move up throughout the day into my baby's age, and they're the reef sharks. They call out that name, honey, for 2.5 minutes. My baby throws little children up in the air, flinging little children, broken out in a sweat, working like a Trojan. Did you see my Spanx? Okay. All right. One of my girls said I look like Miley Cyrus in the Wrecking Ball in my Spanx. But anyway, so she throws these little children up. And the little children she's throwing up in the air are the flyers. They call them the flyers. And they're freakishly tiny little children. I don't know where these people come from. Their mamas are freakishly tiny. I mean, I come from big people. I've got thick ankles. I can work in the fields. And the whole time she's throwing them in there, these little girls are going. And nobody knows why, really. So at the end of the routine, after the 2.5 minutes, the finale, everybody hunkers down on the stage, puts their forehead on the stage, and my baby is the finale. She pops up and has a little child's foot in her hand and holds that child's foot. I would put it all the way up, but my dress is tight in the back. But anyway, she holds this little child up over her head. Are y'all listening to me? I mean, it was a big deal. Could you hold her up over your head or vice versa? I mean, you know, it's a big deal. So anyway, everybody went nuts. But she said, after it was over, she goes, I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to go back to playing. She ended up playing volleyball the rest of her childhood. But she said, I'm keeping that whore outfit. She said, I'm going to get married in it.